Welcome everyone. Today, I'm the representative who will give you some information about our topic, that is waste sorting. Our team includes Nguyễn Đức Minh, Lưu Hồng Ngọc, Lưu Ngọc Hoa, and finally, me, Phạm Tuyết. In the modern year of the 21st century, waste sorting is an urgent problem that hasn't been solved satisfactorily for many years. In fact, numbers of people choose not to sort waste because they think it belongs to the duty of government or waste sorting facilities. However, we can easily realize that waste sorting is not as effective as we expect. Why? Let's present the reason to our presentation. So today, we are going to show you a general look at waste sorting. First, why is sorting waste? According to Wikipedia, sorting waste is the process of dividing trash into different kinds. In general, sorting waste is an art of splitting trash into many kinds. Second, why do you have to sort waste? Let me take an example. According to the data from the Central Bureau of Statistics related to waste management show that 81% of waste in Indonesia is not sorted, and a research from a Qatar Data Insight Center also showed that 50.8% of households have not sorted their waste, with 79% of them thinking that waste sorting is not easy. If you sort out waste before throwing them, the amount of recyclable trash will be increased, and the time spent on recycling will shorter in waste operators. Besides, the number 81% will lower and 50.8% will be higher, which lead to reduce the amount of trash we need processing. Third, how can we sort waste effectively? Before showing you the effective ways of sort waste by yourself at home, we will explain the pros and cons of many ways of waste treatment in our Vietnam nowadays, and then you will find out the reason why Vietnam has taken action to sort waste for many years, but we are still standing for the same spot. First, I want to relate to burning trash. The action spread out so much carbon dioxide and toxic gas which cause greenhouse effect. In Sweden, the government has to do it a different way. It turned trash into energy. That's the recycling revolution. The first motivation to convert energy started at early and mid-20th century, with the implementation over time of a continuous national recycling policy. This had led to an increase in recycling rates, and many years after, Sweden had placed itself as a global leader in recycling. Sweden had reduced its carbon dioxide emissions by 2.2 million tons a year by converting trash into energy. Besides, between 1990 and 2006, carbon dioxide emissions went down by 34%, and greenhouse gas emissions are projected to fall by 76% by 2020, compared to levels in 1991. So, while we can burn trash into energy effectively, but many countries like Vietnam, China, England, and even the United Kingdom cannot do it as well as Sweden did. So why don't you have a look at this table. Seeing the effectiveness of recycling waste in Sweden, it's high time for the rest of us to follow. However, in the context of Vietnam economy, citizens cannot have enough time to sort waste as carefully as Sweden resident. Besides, Vietnamese economy is not as good as Sweden, so we cannot afford to buy Sweden technique to turn trash into energy. In accordance with my life elsewhere, Sweden had GDP per capita of 51,200 of 2017, while in Vietnam the GDP per capita is 6,900 as of 2017. How about having a look at how Japanese sort waste? Unfortunately, in Vietnam we can't do the same. I'm really sad to say that most of the time, Vietnamese are not aware of the importance of sorting garbage. They throw trash all way in one bag to reduce due to the convenience. So we think that we have to change that old-fashioned thought. Let's move to the second way. Biotechnology. Biotechnology in waste management is using microorganisms to manage waste. First, I want to discuss the pro of biotechnology. Biotechnology has several applications, including pollution control, agriculture, mining, and microbial enhanced oil recovery. Pollution control. Relating to pollution control, biotechnology has several applications, including solid and liquid waste treatment, hazardous waste management, slum control, and grease decomposition. According to the Princeton University, current commercial application of biotechnology is just based on conventional technique of genetic manipulation and microbiology. Therefore, the use of recombinant DNA to develop microbes with special abilities to waste degradation has been limited. Why do we say limitations? We will show you the evidence. As of 1989, 65 companies were involved in some aspect of biotechnology for waste management. Nevertheless, none were currently using or even checking genetically engineered microorganisms in the environment through research work going on in the lab. You can see part of the document of research at that time. That's one of the sad events that made you think about the practice of biotechnology nowadays. However, 1 year later, in 1989, there's an oil spill in Prince William Sound. Yeah, you're not mishearing, that's oil spill. The oil spill is not as rare as you think at that time because they could not imagine the risk it brought to them in their life. I would like to mention that event because the way people at that time used to take measures to that event is very special, which made the public pay attention. They had used bioremediation for oil spill cleanups. That's one aspect of biotechnology. Besides, if you search on Google the phrase how to take steps on oil spill, you will see one of these actions, remediation. In agriculture, you're not surprised when hearing use biotechnology, right? It's also common because potential environmental application of genetically engineered organisms in agriculture are varied. Genes have been introduced into several plant species to confer resistance or tolerance to certain habitats. While many promising environmental applications of engineered microorganisms are also being developed, planned introduction of genetically engineered organisms into the environment, often called deliberate release, was the focus of an earlier Office of Technology Assessment report. Biotechnology has numerous advantages. We know that biotechnology is also expensive and cannot be applied to every area of our country. Cost estimate for the cleanup of contaminated soil and groundwater and the routine disposal of the industrial and municipal waste range up to 33 billion for the United States and 60 billion for the Western European countries. Through two ways of waste management, we can see that our problem is our country is not good enough to apply such manage our life conveniently, easily, economically. Therefore, we have to take the first step to make our life better. In our project, we want to start and end the food children, the most important resource for the future economy. So, I guess you're wondering, what's the solution to the problem? Let me show you the answer. We're going to make campaigns, namely the Act Big Impact. On the next part, we will explain carefully about our plans for this campaign. After a long time of discussing, we decided to use the way of sorting waste in Japan for our project. We see that in Japan, children can follow the complicated rules of sorting waste every day. That's why we want to spread out through this project. Not because you must solve waste, but because you want to solve waste. Before explaining the solution, I want to emphasize that we want to take a change from the youngest generation, kids or children from preschool. They are innocent and they are a way to explore the world, so it will be easier to us to change the habit of not sorting waste. These are some activities that we're going to do in this campaign. First, visual propaganda. In this term, we're going to use comics, songs, graphics, posters, and books with bright color to make children interested in sorting waste. According to a research of the University of California, young children having good feelings on bright color. Besides, maybe you have heard a saying, a picture worth 1,000 words. This is right to children too. If a child listens to an audio or long speech, that child will forget almost 90% of the information after 3 days. Instead, if the information is represented with text and image, we are more likely to remember 65% of information after 3 days in accordance with the research. We suggest that these social products should be clear, easy to read and understand, and definitely shouldn't contain too much work on them because almost students at preschool study by listening to the teachers. By using the advantages in children's memories, I suggest teaching children from preschool how to sort waste. We can use this simple infographic to show them. First, we are going to show you the rules of sorting waste in Japan. Trash will be split into 4 types: burnable, non-burnable, recyclable, and big size. And then the trash will be disposed differently depending on the kind of trash. Second, we want to introduce all the ways to sort waste easier and faster. In this infographic, we divide trash into 2 types, organic and non-organic. Organic waste, all waste of biological organ, which were once alive or part of a living thing. Although paper and wood come from organic process, they are not considered as organic waste because they take a period of time to degrade in nature. Non-organic or inorganic waste, all waste from non-biological organs, industrial organ, or any non-natural process. Based on touch, there are 2 types of waste, wet garbage and dry garbage. Wet waste is all kitchen waste that we produce. They are biodegradable organic waste that also be composted. Dry waste comprise things like styrofoam, food packing material, etc. Even milk cartons and packets go into a dry waste bin. 2. Organize a meeting. By using the visual propaganda, teachers can enhance their children's mind and cooperate with environmental lessons. Teachers can make some games of sorting waste, such as Who's the Millionaire, with many questions about sorting waste. I would be grateful if school can organize a meeting for children with teachers every weekend. In this meeting, the teachers are going to show the children the importance of sorting waste and its impact when children do it by themselves. The purpose of the classes is to show the children that the earth is our space. Cleaning our earth meaning cleaning our space, and it will help them build their own self-confidence without getting help from others. They can easily solve waste and protect the earth. Time passes, children will take the act of sorting waste as a usual habit. Not yet, we should avoid saying the word no during the lessons. We are not teaching how to sort waste. We are creating enjoyable activities to do together. Children are learning from their parents, the teachers. They watch the action and copy them. Why don't the parents call on the children instead of finishing all the tasks by themselves? Teachers and parents are main people who will make success in changing the children's habit. 3. Put separate trash bin in schoolyard. Along with the lessons, step by step, I will be grateful if Vietnamese school can put some separate waste bin due to many kinds of trash in the schoolyard. Every child had to sort waste every time they threw trash in a waste bin on their own. If the children grow up in the communities where sorting waste is normally done, it soon becomes natural to children to do it by themselves. Teachers should open the trash bin and place on large, easy-to-read labels the name of sorted main item. Perhaps they can get the children involved with these activities. On the website of every school, I would like to put some information about waste sorting, and around the schoolyard, I would like to see some infographic about the importance of sorting waste in order to make children see and remember about the act of sorting waste. Having fun with cleaning the school on their own. Moreover, I suggest students should spend time cleaning the school instead of studying all day. It's unfair when janitors take care of the whole school while the students are able to do that. They can sweep, mop the floor, dust themselves, and so much other things they can do. Why didn't need someone help them when they have ability to do that? This action will make children take pride in being independent. They respect other people, property, gain experience for future life, and then they will automatically solve waste without a guide from the adults. Because we celebrate the waste into two types, children can easily manage waste. In addition, we can boost the productivity of waste sorting by teaching them how to make their paper recycle bin or celebrate events commercially, which make the public focus on waste sorting much. 5. Organize an ocean. Another way to organize a self-love magic, the place where you can buy everything old and beautiful. After sorting waste, they will find out so many recycled things. How about selling and giving them to another one who in need of them instead of throwing them into trash bin? Keep with them the old things such as dolls, clothes, books with their parents, and then they will build that with professionals to other kids. Their parents will pay the money. They'll places tend to open once a week or twice a week at children's school in the year. This means second-hand market will help children have a positive purpose to solve waste. We would like to make children solve our waste as naturally as is the eating or cooking. It is just part of training kids to get used to the household chores. This is also our purpose of making this project. We set our goal at the end of the year, make sure that 70% of the information of a lesson have been set in children's mind for the first year by success of the plan through the action of sorting waste at home. In the next year, we are going to see a small change depends on cooperation between school and our project. Here are our plan in 5 years of processing the project. In conclusion, this is a 5-year plan. It can be changed depending on reality. The risk of being ignored and not follow the rules can easily be recognized after a year's going on the plan. Here's the solution to those risks. As I said in the beginning, our Vietnam's habit has been lasting for a really long time, so it will take lots of time to change, to modernize and to spread the habit of sorting waste to all Vietnamese. So we should be patient and believe in the change about Vietnam in the near future. That's it. Thank you for your watching. Hope today will be good.